That's what I think. Self-education is very important.
Yeah.
There's two types of education. You got education by the system, systematic education, what they want to teach you, or you can be self-educated.
Yeah.
Self-educated is that you're, as America, they say, oh, you're woke. Like, you know, oh, like you're woke, you know what I mean? Like you're awake. So you can either be like that, you can be opened, and you can be self-educating yourself. So you can be like, okay, I don't want to be programmed by the system.
Yeah.
I understand there's different things happening around the world, but let me study it my way and let me find the truth.
Yeah.
Like I said, no one is born racist. It's impossible. A mother is not going to give birth and a father to a child and say, right, today you're going to be racist. It's impossible. The child doesn't even understand what the parents are even saying. But while the child is growing up and growing up and growing up, and the child's going to be exposed to what the child is seeing. Already now in the child's head, this is all right. Because it's seeing it on a daily basis. That's how the child might be different type of genders. The child might be racist. The child might be a rapist, you know, a killer, a murderer. It's because of the upbringing, the way they're brought up. And then their mind's going to be perceived in this type of inception that they have already. So that's essentially what conditioning is. And it's very hard to break. Like, even in Pakistan, like, so here our, how should I put it? Our interaction with the law is very different because it's weak. So anyone can just get off with a bribe, or, you know, just. I've experienced that in Pakistan. I've experienced that 2 times in Pakistan last week, and it was hilarious.
What was that story like?
So I was, it was hilarious because I was going to the same. I was going to the same area. I was going to Liadi to film.
Okay.
The first time I went, it was too dark. But when I was going there. So my tour guide that took me to the camp of the people that was affected by the floods, they were based in Karachi. So anyway, he took me there. We're going past traffic, and then plainclothes police officer dressed in all white to stop the taxi like this. But I'm filming. I'm like, right, guys, Blackman Da Traveller. I'm just enjoying the moment. And then he's like, oh, brother, turn off the camera. I'm like, why? And then the police stopped him, and he was like, money? And I'm like, pardon? So
off the bat?
Off straight away. He's like, money like this. So then he's like, I'm with a foreigner, but the police officer never saw me. I don't understand. I'm 6'2" and I'm black. My hair's weird. How can you not spot me? So I've put my head to the side, and I'm like, oh, Assalamu alaikum, brother. And he's like, oh, foreigner. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, country. I'm like, England. Chalo. Joke. Then on the second day, the same experience. Another police officer stopped the thing. He's like, oh, money. And I was like, brother, no. He's like, country? England. Okay, chalo. So I've experienced that in Pakistan.
So, Amir, right?
Yeah.
Introduce yourself.
Cool. So basically, assalamu alaikum to my brothers and sisters in Pakistan. My name is Amir. I'm a content creator from London. I am 29 years old. My mum is from Uganda, and my father's half Tanzanian, half Rwandan, so East African.
Okay. And how was it like growing up in London?
London is it's a very interesting city. There's a lot of stuff that happens in London that a lot of people don't understand that it happens in London. So I'm born and raised in East London in Newham. Newham is the most diverse area in the UK.
Okay.
We have the biggest Asian community in London. We've got the biggest African Caribbean community in London. It's I would say growing up in London in Newham has been a story, because there's a lot of things that I've faced and there's a lot of things that I've experienced that certain people would not know that happens in the UK. There's a lot of crime, a lot of poverty where I come from, a lot of broken homes, a bit of segregation within certain communities. But now times have moved on. But I would say growing up in London has been challenging.
Okay. And I mean, growing up in, you know, that part of London, as some would call it, it must have taught you a lot, like a lot of good things and obviously a lot of bad things as well. How did that sort of shape you to where you are right now?
So basically, I've experienced a lot of stuff. I'm not going to be lying about it, but I used to hang around with a lot of, let's just say, people that were misunderstood. So so I wouldn't say I was a gangbanger, but I used to hang around with people in my area that we classified as brothers.
Okay.
So we come from families where are broken, single mothers, fathers left us when we was young. So I grew up in an area where it's basically, now you're one of us. So I used to hang around with certain people, and I've seen a lot of stuff, and I've experienced life. I've skipped death numerous amount of times. I've been stabbed 2 times.
Would you want to elaborate on why you got stabbed?
Yeah, so basically, the first time I got stabbed, it was a bit of a misunderstanding with people from my area and another area, and I just got caught up in the middle. The second time, my friend was actually playing with a knife. And then during the Olympics in 2012, 3 days in a row. So let's say today, tomorrow, up to, I don't know what day it is. Let's say Monday to Wednesday, people tried to kill me 3 times. So I got shot 3 times, but in the grace of Allah, it never touched me. So yeah, I skipped death.
Why really? I mean, were you involved with some bad people or were just random?
Like I said, I wasn't part of a gang, but I would say where I grew up in London is similar to like Compton in LA. It's similar to the Bronx in New York, Brooklyn. So I don't call it a gang because we all share the same struggle. We all come from the same struggle, but it's just different stories.
Okay.
So because I hanged around in this area, and let's say some of my friends were affiliated with other people that had problems.
Okay.
That's why people came after me.
Okay. Yeah. So, like, you know, you usually don't get to hear, you know, that side of the, you know, the conversation as well. Because do you think that because of the existing systems that are placed in all governments, that these people are not even given a chance to begin with, like because of the area that they live in or because of the skin of their color? Sorry.
Yeah, so basically, so to answer your question, when you come from an area like Brooklyn, and then you come from an area where high crime, and then you're going to apply for a job.
Yeah.
Let's say you got the same qualifications as a person that comes from, let's say, a wealthy area like in Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
They're more likely to take that wealthy person because of maybe their skin color or maybe their background where they come from. So people like us, we don't get given a chance, and it's a shame, you know. So
it's also because of the fact that when you start clustering together similar, you know, wealth backgrounds and, you know, similar sorts of people, then there's a higher chance that, you know, especially growing up, it's difficult that if you go into the wrong crowd, they're still your friends, right? They're still your brothers. I mean, you can't just abandon them. You know them inside out, and a lot of times they're just very good people in just bad circumstances, 100%. Right? So, have you experienced that as well?
I've experienced that a lot of times. Like I've been, like when I leave England, and then I go to other countries, and then I get stopped in the airport. And they're like, oh, what do you do for a living? I'm like, what type of question is that? Like, why are you asking me? Why don't you bother someone else?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, why are you going to Pakistan? Oh, why are you going to Argentina? I'm like, why not? So there's racism in the UK. People don't know that. But now, me as I would classify myself as a person of color. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a content creator. I'm an influencer. But my background is very different to some of these vloggers.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't come from a wealthy family.
Yeah.
I come from a deprived area. So for someone like me to travel around these countries and to show the positiveness, people are going to be like, oh, but why is he doing it?
Yeah.
Where does he come from? What's his background? What's his story? What's his what's his main goal?
Yeah.
I do get a lot of stigma in terms of, oh, you don't deserve to be doing what you're doing, but it is what it is.
Yeah. No, I think that's just a very bad, that's a very rude thing to say, man. I mean, why are you doing this? I think it's also so like I live in Pakistan. I've been living in Pakistan all my life, so I know it's not that much of a problem, like in terms of security and all of that. But obviously, the Western media creates that sort of a demon where, you know, we're just extremists and all of that. But I think your background sort of also enables you to, you know, not be afraid. You know, because you've been in bad areas, you've seen them, you've met with those people. Those are your brothers, some of them. I'm not saying all of them.
Yeah.
So, does that sort of allow you to be does that allow you to be, you know, more bold to go into these areas and not get scared? Because I might.
100%. I think what I've been through has helped me in my journey in terms of traveling and being a content creator when it comes to traveling. So I've gone to areas like I've been to favela in Brazil. I've been to some of the most dangerous ghettos in the USA. LA, Compton, Inglewood, Brooklyn, San Francisco, Miami. I've been to ghettos in Buenos Aires, in Argentina, in London. So I've traveled to these countries, but my experience has helped me to be comfortable, to come out my comfort zone, to be street smart. If I didn't go through certain things, I probably would not be making the type of content I'm making right now on YouTube.
Yeah. So in all of this journey so far, and you're a Muslim, right?
Yeah.
Meeting all of these people from obviously the ghettos and slums and all of that.
Yeah.
What's your spiritual journey like when you're with them? What do you feel like? Do you feel that all humans are. Do you feel a connection?
Yes.
What do you feel?
I feel, first of all, I feel the pain. It's a bit deep, but when I go to these dangerous areas like the ghettos, I feel the pain because I can sort of resonate what they've been through. It depends if it's a female. Females go through certain struggles in life, but I can understand where they're coming from, where I see they don't have money, where they've got a voice. And I think it's very important, even if you come from an area that's very dangerous or an area that is classified as unprivileged, you should use that as your advantage to be a successful person in life. Your area should not stop you to determine your future. So when I go to these areas, I understand their struggles, I understand where they come from, and I can resonate with those type of people.
And so in all of these areas, do you think the main problem is the lack of attention from the government, or is it just like bad people clustered together?
I think it's, first of all, lack of education, because a lot of people that come from these areas, they have not left their area, or they have not left the city where they come from. So first of all, I think it's lack of education. And then after that, the government is involved. They need the government support to be able to help these people to elevate and grow as humans.
Yeah.
So lack of education and also the lack of support from the government.
In all of your journey so far, have you felt that you've gotten closer to Allah, or your understanding of Him has expanded, or has it contracted? So it's for me, it's very difficult to sort of. So I come from, I don't essentially come from privilege, but right now I am privileged. I won't deny that. So I can't really understand, or without essentially living with them for years, right? So for me, the image of God is very, grateful, merciful, someone who takes care of you because things are going my way, right? But you coming from that background and then also spending time with these people, where do they place God? If you could elaborate.
I think to answer your question, I'm with God in this room right now. I'm with Him right now, so He's part of my daily life. Yeah. What I've been through, it's already been written for me. You know what I mean? Like as it says in the Quran, your life has been written.
Predestination, yeah.
It's a test. Yeah. So I'm not saying I am a perfect person. Yeah. Everyone has sinned in this world. Everyone's a sinner. Yeah. God is with me. What I've experienced, and I've been in situations where I needed God, like in the hardest times of my life. Yeah. And He's helped me out. I've been in situations where I'm thinking, but why is this happening to me? But why me? It's all part of the journey. It's how you handle the journey. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But what about the places where you've been and say they might be Christian majority or they might be Muslim majority or all of that? Yeah. How do they perceive faith? I mean, they must feel abandoned, right? In a sense, right? I understand it's a test and everything, but once you're going through it, it's very difficult to actually, actualize it or accept it that this is my test. So, do people there still have faith? Have you seen faith there?
I think I've seen faith because I've been to Christian countries, I've been to Hindu countries, I've been to India, I've been to countries where there's Catholics. Yeah. I don't get involved in politics and religion. Yeah. I respect all religions.
Yeah, same.
So I believe I've been to countries where they're like, oh no, anti-Muslim, oh no, anti-Hindus. It's like, okay, that's your inception. Yeah. But we are humans at the end of the day. Yeah. We bleed the same. If I cut my hand, I cut your hand, we're gonna have the same color blood. Yeah. The only thing that separates us is skin and religion. That's the only two things that separates humans. Yeah. When it comes to like fundamental.
I think right now it's more like money. That separates
money
humans.
As well. Yeah. But to answer your question, God has been with me in my journey. I have felt spiritual with people that are non-Muslim as well. Yeah. I built a connection with non-Muslim believers, and I will continue to build a connection with non-Muslim believers because, like I said, I'm a people's person. I don't judge people by religion. I judge them by their action. And I've been to ghettos where I've met a lot of Christians and Catholics and Hindus, like in slums in Mumbai and in Brazil and slums over there. I've met people that are less fortunate. So I've resonated with them because, like I said, I could sort of understand their struggle because we come from similar backgrounds, just language barriers and maybe different cultures. So I've definitely connected with God in these type of situations.
And so one aspect of obviously your vlogging and traveling around and all of that is essentially to create good content, to create good connections, also a bit of financials to it as well. Obviously, there's no denying that. But what's your personal question or personal struggle? Because you're spending so much time and energy into all of this. Like for me, podcast is like meeting people like you, getting good stories. It just keeps you sort of getting to know the world more and to learn and to experience stories of different people through conversations. So for me, that's the personal side of it, right? Otherwise, you don't get to meet a lot of people. I mean, I would not have been able to meet you. I mean, somewhere in the market maybe, but like this, having like a deep conversation. What is it for you?
For me, I'll call myself an influencer because I do three things. A lot of people don't know this. So I specialize in traveling content.
Okay.
I do podcast interviews as well. And I go to some of the most dangerous ghettos in America.
Okay.
So I'm going to start off with the traveling. So the reason why I do traveling is because I lived 2 years in Australia.
Okay.
With my partner. And I was, like I said to you, I was going through an issue in my life.
Okay.
I skipped death numerous amount of times.
Yeah.
I went to Australia. I just wanted to connect to myself spiritually and just to be a better person. One of my friends, big up Loretta, she kept on sending me a message on Instagram. Hey, start YouTube. I ignored her. She was like, no, start YouTube. Like, you're a black man living in a farm in Australia, blah, blah, blah. I ignored it. My street name, so how Blackman Da Traveller came up is, my street name was called Blackman. So people, if you come from London, East London, you know me as Blackman from the streets.
Okay.
I just added the Traveller for marketing purposes.
Okay.
And then I thought to myself, right, I'm going to go to countries that the media portrays in a negative way.
Okay.
I want to connect with the people. That's the first important thing. Connect with the people. And when I do go to these countries, I'm going to give them the camera.
Okay.
And I want them to express their feelings.
Okay.
The untold stories.
Yeah.
So when you look at Blackman Da Traveller, people ask, who is Blackman Da Traveller? Blackman Da Traveller is an influencer that influences people to either to travel, podcast interviews, to hear the untold stories, and goes to these dangerous ghettos where people classify it as dangerous, but it's not. It's only dangerous because of, the surroundings, but they're humans. Yeah. So I'm saying? So Blackman Da Traveller is just an influencer that wants to make raw, authentic content to inspire others. That's
All right. That's your nice. So this is your third time in Pakistan?
No, second time.
Second time in Pakistan. So how's it been? How was the first time? I don't think a lot would have changed anyway since then, but what was the experience like?
First time in Pakistan, the first day was very bad. When I came for the airport, the police, they kind of prejudged me for the person I was, but I totally respect that. Every country's got their own policies when it comes to foreigners. Yeah. But overall, the first time I came to Pakistan, I was amazed by the hospitality this country has. I was amazed by the religion's very strong here. It's beautiful. Yeah. I was amazed by the respect that they have for foreigners. I was amazed by the infrastructure, the roads. Better roads than the UK.
In Islamabad anyway. And Lahore as well.
No, Lahore. Lahore. Man, better roads. Better roads. And I was amazed by the food. Yeah. It's rich in food. So I was happy.
You would get a lot of Pakistani food in London anyway. So
but it's not the same.
It's not the same?
No, it's not the same. Brother, trust me. When you come to London, it's not the same. The Pakistani food here, it's more flavor. There's more culture. Yeah. They put more love. In England, yes, it's almost similar.
So you told me on the way here that you had a lot of Pakistani friends back home, back in London as well. Yeah. So how are they different from people here? I have some observations, but I want to know yours first.
So first of all, I think the Pakistani community back home in the UK, you get two types of diasporas. You get people that are more conservative because of the families, how they're brought up, or you get people that are more open because of the society that they live in. Most of my Pakistani friends, a lot of their parents are very old school because obviously they brought up in Pakistan, but they came over during, I don't know, whatever times they came. Yeah. But a lot of my friends are very open, and they were the ones that actually told me to come to Pakistan when I was young. So during Ramadan, I used to break my fast in the house during iftar, and they used to show me pictures of videos of Pakistan. I said, that's not Pakistan. They're like, bro, this is Pakistan. I said, what? They showed me Hamza, Gilgit, Skardu, Lahore. They showed me Clifton Beach in Karachi.
Yeah.
I said, Pakistan don't have a beach. They were like, bro. So as the years go by, I just kept on watching videos. Big up Luke. Luke has actually set the trend for YouTubers to come here, Luke Demont. So when Luke came to Pakistan at the same time when I was meant to come, and then obviously pandemics and things happened. And then when I saw Luke's videos and the way they opened him as a brother.
Yeah.
They opened him as a brother, but they just embraced him as one of him.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I'm definitely going to come now.
Yeah. So how is it? How is it being black man?
Yeah.
In Pakistan, because we do have some like people from maybe Somalia and some other places, but not like a lot. So at one of the universities in Islamabad, there was one. I think his name was Gilbert. So he used to like hang out with a few of our friends and everything, but not a lot. So how was it like being here, like being a black man?
You're a celebrity. Man, it is crazy in Pakistan. Pakistan, it's like the first time I came to Pakistan, one of my videos got viral. It was the first video I made. I went to Faisal Masjid.
Okay.
I went there. I apologize if I pronounced it
wrong.
No,
it's fine.
So I went there and I was with a Canadian guy.
Yeah.
And he was in Pakistan longer than me, so we stayed in the same hostel. And he's like, okay, I'm going to take you here. So we went there. All the attention was on me apart from him. And he's a white man.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, what's happening? And then people started touching my hair, touching my skin. People even like they touched me to see if I was real. And I said, okay, this is going to be an interesting
trip. Yeah.
Interesting trip.
Yeah, nice. So continue.
But it's been good as a black person. I've not suffered any discrimination since I've been here. I was even intrigued to understand that there was even an African community that lives here in Pakistan.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely, I went to see them in Liari in Karachi.
Okay.
But I'm actually going to go to Tango Bongo, a city that's not far from Hyderabad, to film and understand the African diaspora in Pakistan. Okay. So I'm amazed. Pakistan has so many cultures.
Yeah.
Each province is different and unique. So I'm actually, I'm amazed.
I think they have like their own unique. Everything is unique about them, and that also makes it difficult to sort of, in a sense, get along as well. Yeah. And that has been a problem because, when you have the same sort of people, like in America and all of that, so, so it's, even though there are differences as well, but here it's just like, different tribes altogether, different skin colors and different all of that. So I think India has been, like United India or whatever you want to call it, has always been a community of like so many different races and mixing and all together. But it was, I think, at the time of, the British that essentially it sort of became like about Sunni Shia and Hindu Muslim and all of that. So I think reviving those values will take a lot of time. I'm also amazed that I didn't know that there's a city near Hyderabad for black people. So what do you know about it?
So basically, when I came to Pakistan the first time, I filmed in Karachi, and then I was networking. I tried to network with a lot of people before I come to our country, and then one of the brothers says to me, "Yo, bro, you want to meet black people in Pakistan?" I said, "Is he joking?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Bro, there's no black people." He said, "No, bro, there is. They're in an area called Liari." And I never knew that Liari was the first part of Pakistan where the African people came as servants.
Yeah.
Where they let's say stayed. So I went there and I filmed, and I was just amazed to see that they were speaking Urdu. Like black people speaking Urdu. I was like, what?
That must have been weird.
Man, it was weird. I was like, huh? Like it felt like I was in Africa, but they're speaking Urdu.
Is there a different accent to Urdu, or is it like what we speak?
Some of them, like the pronunciations is a bit different. But bro, I was fascinated.
Yeah.
I was fascinated, but I was fascinated in terms of how the unity that they have within those communities.
Yeah.
It's breathtaking. So now I've come back the second time, and then some people have hit me up on Instagram. They give it, listen, there's an African community. We want you to film, so at least you can at least hear their stories.
Yeah.
I was in India before. The same community is called the Shahidis.
Okay.
So they're based in two parts of the world outside of Africa. They're based in India and in Pakistan.
Okay.
When I was in India, I was meant to film for them, but I was in India during the monsoon season. So that's why I didn't get to film. But now I'm in Pakistan, and there's no monsoon here.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to go to this village and I'm going to film there.
Nice. So you've been to India, right?
Yeah, I've been to India, yeah.
How we know that I understand the similarities as well, and I don't want this to be like a Pakistan versus India sort of a thing. Just asking for the differences.
Yeah.
How do you see Indians different to Pakistanis?
I don't like. First of all, I want to make it clear I'm not here to be biased about countries.
Yeah, no one is.
But I would say in terms of, I'll start with hospitality.
Okay.
Pakistan is more hospitable than India. I'll tell you the reason why. Because you would walk in the streets in any city in Pakistan as a foreigner, they will straight away realize that you're a foreigner. They'll be like, hey, salam alaikum, Muslim, not Muslim, no problem. They'll be like, chai? You'll be like,
yeah.
You'll be like, what?
Yeah, chai.
Chai? You'll be like, no, you'll be like, nah, I'm okay, mate. No, chai.
Yeah.
Okay, you drink chai, you get another chai next thing you know, you're in the house eating food.
Yeah.
That's hospitable.
Yeah.
In India, yes, you do get some Indian people that might be a bit hospitable, but Pakistan is more friendlier than India. That's from my experience. Maybe I've not explored the whole of India.
Yeah, obviously.
But I'm not going to judge a whole country by my experience.
Yeah.
In terms of the infrastructure, India has got an advantage than Pakistan because India is built for tourism.
Yeah. No, I'm not talking about infrastructure. I'm just talking about the people. So one factor is hospitality.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Pakistan beats India 100% by hospitality.
No, by hospitality, but anything else like work ethic, maybe it could be, the way they've kept the place for in terms of tourism or anything like that, like even in terms of conversation.
Both countries have similarities. Yes, India might have a different religion compared to Pakistan, but both countries have similarities in terms of like some of the people are similar. Pakistan's more hospitable than India from my perspective because it's just my experience. In terms of natural beauty, both countries have natural beauty.
Okay.
But when it comes to infrastructure, India has an upper hand because they're built for tourism.
Okay.
But in terms of if you want to go to somewhere that's more raw and untouched, I would say Pakistan.
Okay.
Because there's places in Pakistan that foreigners have never been.
Yeah.
But they're both similar in different aspects.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then in Pakistan, what's the best food that you've had? Like something that just, I mean, you must have had it somewhere around the world anyway. But what is something that just blew you away? I'm like, what is going on?
Biryani, the lassi, pani puri.
Oh, okay. Pani puri.
The bun kebab.
Okay.
Man, I can go on. The mutton.
Okay. Kadai.
The the samosa.
Yeah, nice.
Oh man, everything in Pakistan is tasty.
Okay.
Everything is beautiful here. Okay. It's nice.
And so, where have you been in Pakistan so far?
Okay, so I've been to Karachi, Islamabad, Lahore, Faisalabad, Jhelum, Chitral, Kailash Valley, Mari. I've been to Hyderabad.
Okay.
Multan.
Okay.
And inshallah, I plan to go to the north. I want to discover the north.
Okay, so what's your favorite place so far?
So far in Pakistan?
Yeah.
I would say Chitral and Kailash Valley was interesting.
Okay.
Because it was not busy.
Okay.
And people very different and unique, especially people in Kailash Valley. They came from the people of great Alexandria. So to understand and see people that is not originally Pakistani descent living in certain parts of Pakistan, that caught my attention.
Were you able to have some conversations with people there?
Yeah, I did.
How are they different? Like?
A lot of them are conservative. They're very private. They don't really open up. Maybe because it's a culture thing.
Yeah.
They still live in their times. I respect it.
Yeah.
A lot of them are very shy.
Okay.
Some are interested to understand where you come from. Like they want to speak, but they don't know how to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you did you ask them any questions?
Yeah, I asked them some questions. The most question I asked them is, how would you feel like seeing foreigners coming in?
Yeah.
Invading your space. A lot of them said that it's good, like to help them for economy wise.
Okay.
A lot of them were just happy to even see foreigners.
Okay.
Some were very like, no, I don't want to speak. I respect it because it's part of the culture.
Yeah.
But they were I would say they were interesting people.
All right, interesting people.
Yeah.
Okay. And so what is your plan for this trip?
Okay. My main purpose for this trip in Pakistan is to go to the places that I never got to go to. So I went to Multan, mission complete, Hyderabad, go to the north, and see that I'm not in Pakistan, that I'm thinking that I'm in probably Switzerland or something.
Yeah.
So I want to go to the north, but I want to touch the villages in the north, show the people of the villages. Also, I've completed one of my missions. I went to see a camp of the flood victims.
Okay.
I've donated some money.
Yeah.
I did make a GoFundMe page, but unfortunately it's not working. But I'm going to make another page. Okay. So that was one of the main reasons why I've came back to Pakistan, was to help those people. I've made a video on YouTube so I can hear their stories. And second of all, Pakistan is the country that helped Pakistan's the country that helped my channel grow.
Okay.
I came here with not a lot of subscribers. I left here with a lot of subscribers. So I left here with a lot of brothers and sisters. Yeah. So I've come here to show the real Pakistan. That's overall the main reason why I've come back as well.
Nice. That's a very generous thought.
Thank you.
There's not a lot of people like we were discussing in the car as well. Yeah. So yes, Pakistan is like, for foreigners, we open our hearts and our doors and everything for you guys and everything, but just using it to get subscribers for some. I'm not talking about you, but bad. I mean, that's just wrong. I mean, I understand that it's content and people are watching and all of that, but you do see the exploitative nature of some YouTubers as well. What do you have to say for that?
I think it's wrong what they're doing. I don't want to be rude, but yeah, we did speak off camera. But some vloggers, when they come to these countries like Pakistan, or is India or Bangladesh, countries that seem less fortunate, they make these videos like the best shoe cleaner gets $100 reward, or barber, like hairdresser man gets $100, and then they're doing the job, but it's their job. Then you're going to reward them, but you're going to put it on camera. You're exploiting these people. I think these foreigners need to stop coming to these countries and exploiting the people, because they need to understand, yes, they're making money off the content. Don't get me wrong, but what you're doing is you're exploiting them. And I think it's bad. When you come to countries like Pakistan, the most important thing is you need to resonate with the people. Speak with the people, understand their story, their culture. Make your video, but connect with the people. Yeah. And I think this country is very good for vloggers to come here. Yes, you can make money. No one's going to lie. Yeah. But if you want to connect with Pakistan and understand true Pakistanis and understand the culture, it's the people. Connect with the people first.
And so you've been to, I think, 30 plus countries or something. Yeah. What was one of your most dangerous experience so far in your travels?
I would say Brazil and Rio.
What happened there?
So I was in, this is when I was starting YouTube. I was like an amateur. This is 2015.
All right.
So I was with my partner. Well, she's my wife now, but she's my partner that time. And I said to her, there's a favela. And there was 2 police guards with like big guns. And I wanted to go inside. They said, no, you can't go inside. So she said to me, okay, in Spanish, okay, I'm going to stay here because she knows what it's like. So I walked up the favela with my GoPro. I walked all the way up. I went past the police. Since I went inside the favela, I had like a mini GoPro here before. Yeah. I've walked in and I'm like, hola, tudo bem, started speaking Portuguese. Everyone looked at me. I remember there was like 5 guys smoking cigarettes. They did not move their hand. Their eyes did not leave watching me. And I was like, damn. I'm going to get killed or robbed. So I walked deep more, like 5 minutes more inside, and everyone, there was kids cycling, they just stopped. Everyone just stared at me, literally, brother. There was no communication. I'm saying hola, tudo bem, I'm saying hello in Portuguese, Spanish, try to ease the tension, because I'm street smart, I got to read the body language.
And there's like tension.
The tension's getting high. I'm trying to be on the same body language as them. So then I thought, okay, that's it. I ran down the stairs, I turned around, people looked at me, I was scared. One of my worst dangerous experiences, another one was I was in the Bahamas. I almost got killed. So I was with a guy from Zimbabwe. It was my first day in the Bahamas. And this guy from Zimbabwe, he was staying in the hostel with me. So we went to get food. I'm going to make the story short. 2 guys were following us. I was observing. I kept on observing because I've got kind of PTSD. Because of like where I came from in London. So I'm always street smart looking. Even from this day, sometimes I'm always looking around. And then he was like, no, they're not following us. Next thing you know, one guy turned around and shouted, and then he scratched my hand with a glass. It almost hit a vein. I almost died. Then he pulled out a machete, and then there was 3 of them, all put out machetes, started chasing us. I ran, and then, thank God I never...
Why, though?
They tried to rob us.
With a machete?
With a machete, yeah. I got away. The fat guy got away, not being rude. He got into the hostel, and it was crazy. They chased me. They tried to stab me. They said, give me money. I said, no. I used to do athletics when I was young, so I'm quite quick. But I was scared. I'm not allowed to. I as a man, I even cried.
I mean,
when I was running.
that's just crazy.
Yeah.
And so that's one of your... Okay. So, and what about the best experience you've had so far in your traveling? Like,
best experience?
Yeah, where you just went and you just bamboozled by
Pakistan.
Really? Are you just saying it because you're standing in front of me?
You can even see from my videos, I'm more happy here. Pakistan, I would say Turkey was very good.
Yeah.
And
it's
Myanmar.
Very beautiful.
Yeah, and Myanmar, Burma. But I don't know if you know what Burma is. Burma,
I do know where it is, but yeah.
Burma as well. It's like Pakistan, it's untouched. And it's raw, it's authentic. They're happy to see foreigners, and they were just amazed to even see a black man. They were like, what the heck? But I would say Burma, Pakistan, and Turkey, because Turkey outside of Istanbul.
Yeah.
I'm just going to correct that.
Yeah.
Istanbul, no. But outside,
great people.
Breathtaking.
Yeah. It's also very beautiful, and it's a lot of Islamic history and culture going on there as well, which is, for me, Turkey was more like, what a modern Muslim country would look like, where with tolerance, with education, with infrastructure and stability, with industry. I think Turkey is a great example to follow, because they have tourism as well. They have their food. They have their history. And they're all very proud of it.
It's all mixed.
And they're very proud of it. And I think it's a great experience for Muslim countries to sort of see that we can be there if we work hard enough.
We can, but it's just they need support from the government. That's the only problem. Like, there's a lot of Muslim countries that have everything, but they don't have the support. They need support and the exposure, the right exposure.
So back in the UK, isn't sort of racism on the down low now in comparison to how things were, because it's a melting pot of cultures and people and races and skin color and all of that. Still, there's a lot of racism.
100%.
Systematic or non-systematic?
Both. There's London. You wouldn't get someone in the street calling you an Asian this or a black this in London.
Or a Paki.
Or a Paki. It's very rare. I'll tell you why. Because we make up most of the population in London. London's the most diverse city in the world after New York. New York, population wise. So in terms of racism in London, it's like if someone was to call you a Paki, you have the right to punch that person in the face, because it's like we don't take racism. But outside of London, in different cities, racism is there. You can be on the train going to an area where the majority are British people. When I mean British, like old school mentality, you will get discriminated. I've been discriminated myself. When it comes to systematic racism, when it comes to jobs, it is there, but it's not that exposed. So in terms of, it depends what type of job you're going for. But in terms of equality, when it comes to race, you want to be a bus driver, you want to be a lawyer, you want to be a teacher, you want to be a police officer. We don't have racism. Because if you look at the UK statistically, most of the police officers are people of colour. The foreign secretary was a person of colour. She was from India. And then the chancellor was a black man. So the higher people in the UK are people of colour. So if you look at racism in that way, no. But in terms of when you go to different cities, there is racism there. You will face it.
And what do you think the reason is behind it? Like, still, even in 2022, with so much information going on, and as you're saying, that London is filled with obviously all sorts of races, but and by systematic, I also meant like from the government. Do you think that still exists?
Yeah, the police, they stop and search people of color, Asian kids, black kids. I've been stopped more than 100 times. I've been stopped because I've been stopped. Oh, you matched the description of a robbery, but you just left your house 2 minutes ago. You just went to the corner shop, and then the police stop. There's racism in that perspective. The reason why, first of all, I want to say no one's born racist. It's impossible. You're going to be racist by your surroundings. You're going to be taught to be racist. You know what I mean? So it's like when you come from an area where the majority are white people, and then you're going to be like, oh, I don't like black people, I don't like Asian people. It's because of your surroundings. You've been educated in that way. So you need to be, so in terms of, you're racist because of the way you've been educated and what's around you. If you change your perspective and your mindset, you're going to be more open amongst different religions, different sexualities, different colour skins. It's all about education. Education is very important for humans.
Yeah, there's also the problem of conditioning. So if you're conditioned to be a certain way, on average it takes about 7 years of constant, and that's a statistic of constant effort. Or 7 years of constant effort. So if you're doing half the effort, then that takes 14 years. Wow, yeah. So the conditioning that you're born with is so strong that even so yes, education does change, but it's because of the years that are put into them forcefully because of you have to go to school, right? Yeah. But when you're an adult, it's just so much more harder because you have so much to do as well. You're not only thinking about your conditioning. You're not only reflecting, because all of these questions will come in when you're reflecting it. Because so what my father taught me, or what their fathers taught me, or what the culture is teaching me is wrong or is questionable or can be fixed or can be So, but what happens is that people don't really have the time. So, like the present generation, it's very hard to change, their conditioning. I mean, I'm not being sympathetic towards them. I'm just saying that people don't really know how much time and effort it really requires for someone to change their conditioning or change their way that they were born. So
that's what I think. Self-education is very important.
Yeah,
there's two types of education. You got education by the system. Systematic education, what they want to teach you, or you can be self-educated. Yeah. Self-educated is that as America, they say, "Oh, you're woke," like like you're woke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're awake. So you can either be like that. You can be opened, and you can be self-educating yourself. So you can be like, okay, I don't want to be programmed by the system.
Yeah.
I understand there's different things happening around the world, but let me study it my way and let me find the truth.
Yeah.
Like I said, no one is born racist. It's impossible. A mother is not going to give birth and a father to a child and say, right, today, you're going to be racist. It's impossible.
Yeah.
The child doesn't even understand what the parents are even saying.
Yeah.
But while the child is growing up and growing up and growing up, and the child's going to be exposed to what the child is seeing.
Yeah.
Already now in the child's head, this is all right.
Yeah.
Because it's seeing it on a daily basis. That's how the child might be different type of genders.
Yeah.
The child might be racist. The child might be a rapist, a killer, a murderer. It's because of the upbringing, the way they're brought up. And then their mind's going to be perceived in this type of inception that they have already.
Yeah. So that's essentially what conditioning is. And it's very hard to break. Like, even in Pakistan, so here how should I put it? Our interaction with the law is very different because it's weak. So anyone could just get off with a bribe or, just...
I've experienced that in Pakistan. I've experienced that 2 times in Pakistan last week, and it was hilarious.
What was that story like?
So I was, it was hilarious because I was going to the same, I was going to the same area. I was going to Liadi to film.
Okay.
The first time I went, it was too dark. But when I was going there, so my tour guide that took me to the camp of the people that was affected by the floods, they were based in Karachi. So anyway, he took me there. We're going past traffic, and then plainclothes police officer dressed in all white to stop the taxi like this.
Yeah.
But I'm filming. I'm like, right guys, Blackman Da Traveller. I'm just enjoying the moment. And then he's like, oh brother, turn off the camera. I'm like, why? And then the police stopped him, and he was like, money. And I'm like, pardon? So
off the bat?
Off straight away. He's like, hey, money like this. So then he's like, I'm with a foreigner, but the police officer never saw me. I don't understand. I'm 6'2" and I'm black.
Yeah.
My hair's weird. How can you not spot me? So I've put my head to the side and I'm like, oh, Assalamu alaikum, brother. And he's like, oh, foreigner. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, country. I'm like, England. Chalo. Joke. Then on the second day, the same experience. Another police officer stopped the thing. He's like, oh, money. And I was like, brother, no. He's like, country, England. Okay, chalo. So I've experienced that in Pakistan.
Yeah, so my point was that our interaction with the law is very different to how the Western economies are. So you do feel that sort of intelligence going on as well. You're being tracked, and the fact that the police is strong and that,
No, it is. I've had that in Kashmir. When I was with Callum Abroad, a famous YouTuber that's here, and Backpacker Ben, we travelled around Pakistan in May, and we was in Kashmir. The Pakistani Police Intelligence Agency called up the hotel and speak to the manager to get information about us.
Yeah.
They thought we were spies.
Yeah.
And they were saying, where they're staying, where they're from, what country they're from. And then our tour guide that kept on showing us around Kashmir, they called up his phone. I don't know how they got his number.
Yeah.
And he even told us that, They were asking about you. They want me to ask certain questions. I was like, look, we just normal people.
Yeah.
We just content creators, and we want to show the real, Pakistan.
But when even Pakistanis go abroad, it's just so difficult. And like I'm not saying difficult, but it's like an added effort that you have to put into, stay in the law, stay in the lanes. That's what the culture has sort of taught me, staying here and all of that. So even when I flip the picture where the culture is, racist, or the culture is where one race is superior to the other, I do understand where they're coming from, but I've failed to understand how you can actually dialogue with them, because they're just like so closed off that a black man is a bad guy or a brown man is a bad guy and all of that. So
it's their mindset, man. This is Pakistan, Africa. All these countries were colonized by the white people.
Yeah,
it's a white man's world, whether you like it or not. I'm not being racist. I'm not attacking any skin color, but everyone knows it.
Yeah,
it's a white man's world. So when we were enslaved in Africa, we thought, okay, they are gods, they are kings. When Pakistan was former one country with India and Bangladesh, and then it got separated, maybe because of religion or maybe because of England or culture. So you see, it's like they have their own inception of how they want things to be run.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. You got systematic education, or you got stay woke.
Yeah,
self-knowledge education.
Yeah. I think in this day and age with YouTube and so many authentic stories and authentic courses as well, it's sort of criminal to not be woke, or you would call it, but more like I think it's high time that we go out of the culture that we're living in, and we go out of the course books that we have, and we just take the world as it is, because putting us in systems and labels, and so this is engineer, you can never study anything else and all of that. I feel that the world has gone to a place where you won't have one career all your life. You might be switching till you're 50 or 60 or whatever.
The world is changing. Everything is evolving. We live, whether we like it or not, we live in a social media era.
Yeah.
TV is dying. Everyone knows that. TV is starting to revive because they're trying to get the big influencers to come on TV to keep it alive.
Yeah.
YouTube, TikTok, all these platforms are now the next thing.
Yeah.
Now, I think it's good, but it's bad at the same time. I'll tell you why it's bad, because it's kind of polluting your mind, social media.
Yeah.
People think whatever they see on social media, they have to be part of the trend.
Yeah.
It's good in a way. YouTube, you see all different type of content.
Yeah.
So you're going to be educating yourself, you're going to be exposed, but it's also bad because you're going to see bad content. But with the protests in different type of countries, you're seeing this type of stuff. So at least the untold stories, I like to use that word, the untold stories are going to be exposed.
Yeah.
And you get to see the reality of life and what's happening. So there's positive and negative in the social media era that we're living in.
I think it's positive and negatives in anything in life. Yeah. So anything that you would want to add?
Yeah. First, I would like to say I appreciate you for letting me come on your podcast. I wish you a lot of success.
Thank you so much. Pleasure was on, mate.
What you're doing is actually amazing, because you're letting the untold stories people to come on your platform, and inshallah more people will come on. I would love to say thank you to my manager, King Kai Media. So I'm actually managed by my cousin.
Okay.
And so I told him to manage me for the last year, and he's really helped me out. My wife, I'd like to say thank you to her. My mum. My friend called Raids, Justin, he's an upcoming musician, so just check him out, Raids Solo.
Nice.
And I just want to say to anyone that's watching this video, I would love to say, be focused in whatever you're doing in life. Life is a journey. No matter what religion you are, no matter what color, skin, gender you are, be humble. Appreciate the life that you have if you are privileged. Like right now, me and you, we're kind of privileged because we have a roof on our heads.
Yeah.
There's some people that will die to drink this water.
Yeah.
So appreciate life. If you want to be successful in life, I believe in two things: time and consistency. Use the time that God give you, because this time we have right now, we ain't going to have it again. We can film again, but it's not going to be the same.
Yeah.
Use the time that God give you and be consistent no matter what you want to do in life. You be successful. That's all I can say.
That's just great advice. And I think what people need to also sort of understand that having authentic conversations with anyone essentially is I think the greatest tool from which you can learn. But to have those conversations, you need humility. 100%. You need your ego to take a back seat, and for you to open yourself up to new ideas, new people, and new stories. Yeah. And even in the Quran, a lot of places where Allah is trying to teach us is through stories. Yeah. So stories have powers that even essentially God used to understand. So what we can learn from that is that, if you are able to tell good stories, if you're able to inculcate good values through those stories, I think we can change the world.
100%. I totally agree with you. Also, people think, Amir, or you're energetic. It's just who I am as a person. But there's days that I have bad days. I have good days. I have days where I'm stressful. I have days where I need Allah to help me. But it's all part of the journey. It's all part of life.
Yeah.
And I think it's how you handle the situations that you face. And also, I think you should don't let your ego get on top of you.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of influencers that think, I've made it now. I'm bigger than this person.
Yeah.
But you need to understand it's people like us that watch your stuff. If it wasn't for us, you would not be where you are.
Anywhere. Yeah.
So one advice, don't let the ego be bigger than you.
Yeah. That's great advice. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your time.
Thank
you. Let's go have food.
One more thing. Inshallah, we're going to make another interview soon.
So, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Was it good for you?
How was it? Yeah.